How was day one, Coach?
Tremendous. Had a 45-minute scrimmage in shorts and helmet. No. I think we got some stuff done. Especially we've got some new coaches, so just kind of their teaching methods and the speed that they want things done and all that. I think the guys adjusted fairly well and got a pretty good group back offensively. So at least the first group's played a lot, and so trying to get a whole lot in really fast.
Did you spend a lot of time, or some of your time, observing kind of the coaching style?
I just kind of walked around and watched, but really no different than you do any time in the spring.
What can you tell us about any significant position changes on defense?
It's too early to tell about that now. We've got the biggest thing will be deciding, who's inside, who's outside, and all that. I think we'll probably start Victor outside, Alexander. That'd probably be the biggest one off the top of my head, but it's too early. I mean, all those things are fluid.
In terms of injuries, you have 4 or 5 guys that are out for the spring, and then maybe some guys bumped and bruised a little bit. Just from.
I think the guys that are out. I don't know if Mike released that or not. Did you?
Yes, with that.
Yeah, but it's Jalen, AJ Gray, Sean Davis, and Andy Marshall. They were all surgeries, so we know they'll be out for the spring. Everybody else is kind of day to day, so we'll see. We should get some of them back.
Those 4, you'd expect them back to be ready to go for fall camp?
Do what now?
You'd be ready. You expect them to be ready for fall camp?
They should be fine for camp. Yeah.
The plan, kind of practice a little bit, and then Saturday put some pads on and hit a little.
Yeah, we'll go a couple of days in shorts and helmets, and then shells, and then pads on Saturday.
Coach, spring football has sort of evolved over the last few years. I mean, they broadcast the games now. What are you looking for? I mean, you've been doing this a while.
I think you're just trying to, in the spring, it's a great time to evaluate. It's like I told the players, everybody gets to play and everybody gets reps. You're not worried about a scout team so much. So everybody gets an opportunity. And then the other thing is you just try to build your depth and your depth chart so that you know where to start in fall camp. You have a better idea so you're not starting over.
Is there a way to reassure the players, too, that you're at this starting point now so you can work in this direction going to the fall?
Well, absolutely, because they're all going to get reps. Once you come in the fall, sometimes for the first couple of weeks, you may get some reps, and then it's divided into scout teams, and you're getting ready to play opponents. And if you haven't made an impression by that first week or so, you're pretty much destined to redshirt or be on the scout team. In the spring, everybody gets an opportunity. Everybody gets to play.
You saw naturally a lot of Cravante last year. What are you expecting from some of the other guys at B-back?
Well, I think Jerry Howard's going to be better. He's changed his body a little bit. I think he's leaner, faster, stronger. I'm not looking forward to watching Jordan Mason play. We redshirted and we thought he was a good player a year ago. So, those 3 guys at B-back will get a lot of work this spring. We'll just see how much better they got.
Coach, I know you've already kind of squashed some of that nonsense that came out about the Tennessee stuff, but I'm just curious, kind of building off of that, what you personally still have left that you want to accomplish here at Tech?
Well, as far as the Tennessee, I had no idea. I didn't even know what happened, so I really didn't have much to say about that. But I think every year you go into it, we're trying to win the Coastal Division, win the ACC championship, and our league is good enough. If you can do that, then you put yourself in the picture nationally. So I think the league is so much better than when I first got here, top to bottom, and it's a challenge every year to try to get ready to play.
Did you talk to your agent at all after that, or did you have a problem with any of that? I know agents do their stuff. But.
Oh, I don't know. Ken had called me, and I told Ken he should just call Jack. I'm sure he was just. That's what those guys do. I don't think there was a whole lot to it.
Who likes orange, right?
Do what?
Who likes orange?
In terms of you were making some staff additions in terms of support staff. Are you prepared to announce any of those guys yet?
We've added a couple of those guys. I think Mike's going to release that tomorrow.
Okay.
Is TK going?
Yeah.
Did you get much of a look at the new guys?
Yeah, well, we're going to get a look at them just like everybody. Now, TK may be limited with his wrist for the spring, as far as contacts, so we'll have to see about that, but he's out there practicing. We went through all the morning runs and all that.
Charlie, are you going to do DB or wide receiver?
Charlie Thomas is playing outside linebacker, safety. I think right now he's lined up at safety. Jaquez is playing inside.
Are there other safeties in particular that you're hoping to look at the outside
There's a
linebacker?
bunch of guys that we'll look at it. All those things are kind of interchangeable, and we'll see. You know, there's you got Avery Shoel, Gentry Bonds, Caleb Oliver, all those guys, Tariq, all those guys that are pretty long. And I hate to start mentioning because I'm going to leave somebody out, but there's a lot of those guys that are kind of can play us a couple positions.
Sort that out the first couple of weeks, or
Through spring, I don't know that even the first couple of weeks. You know, it's not going to be a lot done this first week. I mean, you're in shorts and helmets twice, and then shells, and we'll be in pads one day.
What's kind of your message been to Taquan in terms of going into camp? What you expect from him?
We haven't sat down and talked about anything specific. I think he knows what he needs to get better at, and certainly I feel like I have a couple of things that we need to work on and get better at, and really that's my communication with Craig as much as Taquan. I mean, but he's going to work. He's always been a worker, so I'm sure he set his goals really high too.
When you kind of went back and looked at what he accomplished last season, were you more impressed, or were there certain things that you?
I think I was impressed with his toughness, how resilient and tough he was. He's not a real big guy, but starting in the first game when he carried the ball all those times, and he's a tough kid, really tough, resilient.
Anxious to see what Tobias can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another great example of he'll get a lot of reps. We've got 3 quarterbacks this spring, so we don't have a walk-on there, so that'll probably dictate a little bit how we practice. You know, in the past we haven't always had them in non-contact, and we may have to do that at least for the first couple of weeks.
With Brad, when you went back and looked at his cut-ups, like what did you see? And
Brad?
Brad Stewart, just the feeling you had about his season.
I think just be consistent and maximize what you've got, your abilities. Brad's got really good hands normally, and he adjusts well the ball, and just be consistent. And when you get a chance, make plays.
I mean, his catch numbers went down. That doesn't necessarily reflect everything, but like how would you compare his two?
I don't pay any attention to that. I don't worry about that.
You're a new defensive guy. I hadn't met him or talked to him or heard a word come out of his mouth, but just my observations today, he appears a very serious and, focused person. How would you characterize him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're probably not going to last long in this profession if you're not focused. But I think that he has a system that he believes in, and he's had a lot of success with it, and he wants to make sure that it's done the right way and taught the right way, and the guys play hard.
Couple more for Coach.
Yeah.
How do you see? I know you have very little to go off of on Monday, but how do you see players responding to Woody?
Oh, I think anytime there's anything new, that players get excited. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast, and it's all going to come down to the results. I mean, we're in a result-driven business, so that's what it'll come down to. And you can talk all you want and do what you want, but sooner or later you got to play the games.